Welcome to day 34 of 60 Days of Inspiration with Kathleen Gonzalez, and we're studying Living the Sacred Yes, Affirmations for Action by the Reverend Deborah L. Johnson. And thanks to Rev Deb for giving us permission to use your work. Today's reading, In all things, claim the victory. Understanding that God is all there is, I know that nothing exists outside the realm of spirit. There are not two worlds, the spiritual and the quote-unquote real. There is only the spiritual world. It is real, and I live, move, and have my being in it. I live each day anchored in the awareness that all circumstances work together for my good. No person, place, or thing has the power to decrease my worth or ability. Appearances don't scare me. Facts cannot shake the truth upon which I stand. I am one with the only thing that is, and it is never divided against itself. In all things, I claim the victory. In all things, I claim the victory. This is such a huge question. Understanding that God is all there is, I know that nothing exists outside the realm of spirit. There are not two worlds, the spiritual and the quote-unquote real. There is only the spiritual world. It is real. And I think I was pretty young when I started to see that there was I don't know what they call dissonance, cognitive dissonance between my world and the real, quote-unquote, real world. And the quote-unquote real world was telling me things about myself that I knew were not true. Things about what it meant to be a girl and what you could do and what you couldn't do, and what it meant to be Latina and what that meant, and what just all those horrible things that you see that peg people and move them into a corner, and I can't think of the word right now, but just all those stories that aren't true about people. And so we see people as something that they're not. We see people as like this idea of what those people are like, and we don't see them for who they are. Spirit, the divine, right? There's only the spiritual world. It is real, and I live, move, and have my being in it. I live each day anchored in the awareness that all circumstances work together for my good. And it took me so long and so much anger to realize that the reason, I turned to my spiritual practice is because in my spiritual practice, I didn't have to work with, preconceptions about who I was, right? I didn't have to work with, I didn't have to fight society's idea of being, a woman of color and what that meant. I didn't have to deal with, what is it? I read so many books about all this. It's like, the Mary, the Virgin Mary, whore, the Mary whore mythology, and who, stereotypes about lazy Mexicans, and just all those horrible things that society reflects to us, that tells us who we are. And for my Black brothers and sisters, everything that they're told they are, that's not true. It's just not true. And we know it's not true. And when we, turn to spirit, our spiritual practice, that's the one place where we can go where we know those things aren't true, and we know who we truly are, and we can be in who we are. And I remember when I first started doing a spiritual practice, I wanted to, and I was doing energy healing, and I was like, oh, I want the map of this spiritual world, because I know I saw the map of the quote unquote real world, and I understood that, but the spiritual world seemed very nebulous to me. Like, how do things work there? Where do you go for this? Where do you go for that? How's it laid out? And what's exciting about this work here is that it really lays it out for us. It tells us exactly what the spiritual world is about and what it's like and the benefits of being there, right? I live each day anchored in the awareness that all circumstances work together for my good. No person, place, or thing has the power to decrease my worth or ability. Appearances don't scare me. So that's like whatever this mirror of the mundane world is, we know it's just an appearance. That people are working on appearances, they're working on false truths. And it's not false fake news, but I mean, if you act as if something's true and you act on it and you can just see that it doesn't work, how can you continue to act on it, right? And so you can't make it so just because you say it's so. There actually are, in the spiritual realms, constants that you can rely on, and the divine is that constant. And the fact I live each day anchored in the awareness that all circumstances work together for my good. No person, place, or thing has the power to decrease my worth or ability. That is the map of the divine. Appearances don't scare me. Facts cannot shake the truth upon which I stand. I am one with the only thing that is, and it is never divided against itself. In all things, I claim the victory. And I'm not sure what they mean by victory here, but I think that it's a victory against struggling, against the lies, against the facts that are against the truth that we know of who we are. And I think sometimes it's a lot, we believe those lies sometimes when we're kids. And it took me a long time and a lot of work in spiritual practice to get past some of those lies. And they even talk about the big two lies, where it says, no person, place, or thing has the power to decrease my worth or ability. Those are two lies that we get of our worth and our ability that can come through on the mundane plane. But once we go into the spiritual realms, we know that they're false judgments. They have nothing to do with us. So it's in the spiritual realm where we find a refuge from the mundane. Appearances don't scare me. Facts cannot shake the truth upon which I stand. I am one with the only thing that is, and it is never divided against itself. So anything that appears as a division is not the divine. So when you want to figure out, is this God or is it not? If it appears to be divided, it's not. Okay? In all things, I claim the victory. So the knowing who we are, really who we really are, and saying our name, our mantra, our name/mantra, our mantra is our name, and saying our name, our mantra, that carries that sort of pure message of who we are in spirit, keeps us grounded, keeps us centered. and keeps us in the knowing that all things, all circumstances work together for my good. Take care. See you tomorrow.